I have a question for you. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation, maybe at a party or, trapped in the break room, and you just get this primal urge to run?
Oh, yeah, the hermit fantasy. I know it
The
well.
hermit fantasy, that's perfect. Like just full sprint, change your name, move to a cabin, never speak again.
It usually kicks in the exact moment a conversation just goes completely off the rails.
Exactly. It's that physical cringe when small talk stops being small and just gets, I don't know, painfully awkward.
And then half the time, we don't even know what happened. We just want out.
We really do. And that's actually what we're digging into today. We've got a stack of research here. Psychological insights, etiquette guides, you name it, all focused on the art of small talk.
But not the boring stuff like the weather.
No, we're looking at the minefield, the questions we think are polite, but are, actually just blowing up our connections.
And this is so important because the stakes are surprisingly high. We've got some work here from Jeff Temple, a psychologist, and he talks about this paradox. We all dread small talk, right? We call it boring, pointless, but biologically we are desperate for it.
Because we need that connection to be seen.
Exactly. From an evolutionary standpoint, if you're not connected to the tribe, you die. So when a conversation goes wrong, when we feel rejected, it doesn't just feel awkward.
It's a threat.
It triggers a real threat response in the brain. It actually hurts.
So when I put my foot in my mouth, I'm basically threatening someone's survival instinct.
In a micro sense, yeah, pretty much.
No pressure then.
Yeah.
To set the stage for how bad this can get, I had to share this story from our source material. I'm calling it the Costco incident.
Oh, I remember this one.
It's rough. It's so painful to even read. So picture a mom. She's at Costco. She's got the giant cart, and her 3 boys are with her. It's chaos.
Total chaos.
And this stranger, a perfectly nice-looking older woman, leans over, smiling. She wants to be friendly.
The intent is pure.
The intent is lovely. But then she looks at the 3 boys, looks back at the mom, and says loudly, "Oh, they all look so different. Do they have the same dad?"
Oh, you're
In the condiments aisle, do they have the same dad?
See, that is the perfect storm. The mom just froze. And that right there, that's the theme of this whole deep dive.
The gap between intent and impact.
Exactly. The lady intended to be observant, but the impact was, it was intrusive, judgmental, and just wildly rude.
And most of us aren't that bad, I hope. But the experts we're looking at today, Dr. Temple and an etiquette expert named Rachana Adianthaya, they argue we're constantly making these micro-rude mistakes.
We ask a question to build a bridge, and we end up building a wall instead.
So let's dismantle these walls.
Yeah.
I want to start with what I think is the most common trap. It happens when you meet someone new, especially if they look a little different. The classic.
Where are you really from?
The emphasis on the really is what kills it.
It is.
But, okay, play devil's advocate for a second. Humans are curious. If I meet someone and I detect an accent, or they just have a unique look, isn't it natural to want to know their story?
That's a fair point. And curiosity is good. The problem isn't the curiosity itself, it's the implication of that specific question.
Okay.
When you ask, where are you really from, after someone just told you Michigan, you're essentially saying, I don't believe you, you don't fit my idea of someone from Michigan, so explain yourself.
Oof. When you put it that way, it sounds like an interrogation.
It feels like one. We've got a case study here, a guy named Leo Patrick. He's a Korean adoptee raised in Michigan by white parents. English is his first language.
So he says, I'm from Michigan.
And people just push back. No, but where were you born? Or where are your parents from? Adianthaya calls this a microaggression. It highlights difference, not connection. It says, you are an outsider.
And for Leo, that has to be just exhausting, to have to justify your own existence 5 times a day.
It's the cumulative effect. One person asking isn't a huge deal, but 50 people asking over a lifetime, that creates this massive sense of alienation.
So how do we fix it? Because I do want to know people's backgrounds. It's interesting.
You just have to change the mechanism. Drop the detective work. Instead, you use an open-ended invitation.
Like what?
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Tell me about yourself. It's so simple.
And it puts the control in their hands. If Leo wants to talk about his Korean heritage, he can. If he wants to talk about being from Michigan and loving the Detroit Lions, he can do that. You let them choose.
I love that. It respects their agency.
Right.
Okay, so sticking with this idea of like visual curiosity, let's talk about the body, scars, disabilities, that kind of thing.
This is high-risk territory.
It is. And again, the impulse is strong. You see someone with a gnarly scar, and the words just kind of fall out of your mouth. Ouch, what happened?
And the intent there is usually sympathy. Or, we love stories.
But let's go back to Leo Patrick. He also has a scar on his lip from a cleft palate surgery he had as a baby. He's very self-conscious about it. He hopes people look at his eyes, not his lip.
And then someone asks, what happened to your face?
And the illusion is just shattered.
Right. The impact is, your body is public property, and I have a right to your medical history. It confirms his worst fear, that everyone is staring at the one thing he wants to hide.
Upton Thaya mentions body language here, too. It's not just a question.
No, it's the face you make. The wide eyes, the furrowed brow, that pity face, it reduces them to their injury.
So what's the move? Do we just pretend we don't see it? That feels weirdly robotic. I do not see the wheelchair.
In general, yeah, you wait for them to bring it up. But if you've built a real rapport, you can say something like, that's a really cool scar. I'd love to hear the story if you want to share.
If you want to share.
That's the magic phrase. It offers an out. It signals, I'm interested in you, but I respect your privacy.
Okay, that's a good tool to have.
Yeah.
Now, I want to move to a category that I think is even sneakier. The health police.
This is where well-meaning people cause so much damage.
Okay. Scenario.
Yeah.
You see a coworker. They've got dark circles under their eyes. You, being a good person, say, oh, wow, you look tired. Are you okay?
You think you're being an empath.
I do. I think I'm being supportive.
But flip it. What's the impact? What are you really telling them?
I guess I'm telling them they look like garbage.
Pretty much. You look sick or you look bad. We have a story from a woman named Michelle Wagner. She just naturally has eye bags. It's her anatomy. But if she skips makeup for one day...
She gets bombarded.
Are you sick? Is everything okay? It forces her to comfort you about her own face.
God, that's exhausting.
And Dr. Temple makes a good point here. If it's your best friend or your sister, sure, ask. You have that clearance. But a casual acquaintance, it feels aggressive.
So just stick to, how are you?
Yes, if they're exhausted, they will tell you, man, I am wiped out. Don't diagnose them with your eyes first.
Now, here's the flip side of that. And I will fully admit, I have done this so many times.
Confession time.
The compliment. Oh my God, you look great. Have you lost weight?
This one is everywhere, and it's so dangerous.
But why? Society tells us thin is good. So I'm telling them they're good. Why is that rude?
Because you're validating the idea that their worth is tied to a scale. The impact is, you look good now, but you didn't look so great before.
Right. Congrats on not looking like your old self.
Exactly. And more importantly, you have no idea why they lost the weight. We assume it's, the gym and salads.
But it could be anything.
It could be cancer. It could be grief. It could be an eating disorder. Imagine telling someone you look amazing, and they've lost 20 pounds because they can't keep food down from chemo.
That is a horror movie scenario.
But it happens. You might be complimenting the symptom of a terrible crisis.
Okay, so I am scrubbing "have you lost weight" from my vocabulary. What do I say instead? Because I want to acknowledge they look vibrant.
Focus on the energy, not the size. You look so happy, or you're glowing, or even just what's new in your life.
You look happy. That is so much better.
It celebrates the person, not the body.
Okay, let's wade into the deep waters now. Family and relationships. This is where holidays go to die.
The danger zone.
The absolute classic. So, when are you two having kids?
I stopped asking this. Everyone, just stop.
But the intent, you'd make great parents.
The intent is sweet. The impact is invasive. You are asking about their sex life, their reproductive organs. You're potentially stomping on a landmine of trauma.
Right. We have a story from Julia Hendricks, a newlywed. She says the pressure is suffocating.
And think about what you don't know. Infertility affects, like 1 in 8 couples?
Something like that, yeah. It's high.
So when you ask when, and they've been trying for 2 years, that question is a knife to the heart. Or maybe they had a miscarriage, or they can't afford it. Or, and this is a shocker, maybe they just don't want kids.
And asking when implies it's a deadline they're missing, not a choice. So how do we express excitement for a couple's future without demanding a baby?
You ask about their future broadly. I'm so excited to see what's next for you guys. What are your plans?
What are your plans? I like that.
It could be a baby. It could be a puppy. It could be a trip to Bali. You let them define their own future.
And this applies to single people too, right? The dreaded, why are you still single?
Why is a catch like you still on the market?
It sounds like a compliment, but it feels like, what is the secret defect that I'm not seeing?
It really does. There's this college student, Caroline Messner, who gets pestered by her aunts. No boyfriend yet. The impact is telling her she's incomplete. She's in college. But the only metric that matters is a ring.
It's so reductive. So for her, we should ask.
What adventures are you looking forward to?
I love that word. adventures.
It's optimistic. It assumes she has a life worth living, no matter her relationship status.
Okay, I want to shift gears to something a bit heavier. Because small talk isn't always liked. Sometimes we have to talk to people who are really going through it.
This is where emotional intelligence really gets tested.
And usually fails. We see a lot of what people call toxic positivity.
Right, the don't worry, be happy approach. Everything happens for a reason.
The intent is to make them feel better.
Well, the intent is actually to make ourselves feel better. We're uncomfortable with their pain, so we try to fix it.
But the impact is just invalidation, gaslighting.
Dr. Temple says that telling someone to relax or stop worrying has literally never worked in the history of human language. It just tells them their feelings are wrong.
So instead of trying to fix it,
just witness it. Tell me what you're worried about. I'm here to listen.
That feels terrifying, though. Because what if they tell me and I can't fix it?
That's the hard part. You don't have to fix it. Connection isn't about fixing. It's about presence.
Which brings us to the hardest conversation of all, death.
Yeah?
Someone dies, and the whispers start. How did they die? Was it sudden? Are you devastated?
Our brains crave the why. We want to know the cause of death because it makes us feel safe. It's a defense mechanism. If we know it was a heart attack, we tell ourselves, okay, I'll just eat better.
But for the grieving person,
it's intrusive. We have a really heartbreaking story from Paul Anderson. His infant son passed away.
Oh, wow.
And people kept asking if it was SIDS or if it was something with the breast milk or the blankets in the crib.
Oh, my God. That's not just curiosity. That sounds like an investigation.
The impact is, did you do something wrong? Was this preventable?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the guilt that puts on a grieving father?
That makes me feel sick just thinking about it.
And asking, are you devastated, is just as bad. It dictates the script for their grief. Paul mentioned he wasn't just sad, he was furious, he was angry. But people wanted him to perform sadness to make them comfortable.
So, when we are standing in front of someone whose life has just fallen apart, what is the script? Because I'm sorry feels so small.
I'm heartbroken for you. How can I support you?
How can I support you?
Or, and this is maybe the most courageous thing you can say, I don't know what to say.
Really? Admitting you're speechless.
It's honest. It's 1,000 times better than a cliche. I don't know what to say, but I'm here. That is powerful. It's human.
We need to print that on a t-shirt. I don't know what to say, but I'm here.
It works in almost every tragic situation.
Okay, let's pivot for our final segment. We've done the heavy stuff. Now, the workplace.
The land of forced socialization.
The power dynamics at work just make all of this so much scarier.
They do. Because at work, you're not just being judged socially, you're being judged professionally.
Exactly. So there is one specific phrase that needs to be banned from every office, everywhere. Working hard or hardly working.
Please, I beg you, just retire this phrase.
Paul Anderson again. Poor Paul. His manager says this to him every week.
The manager thinks he's being funny, breaking the ice.
But what Paul hears is, I am watching you. Are you slacking off?
Especially from a boss. That's the power dynamic. A joke about laziness from a superior sounds like a performance review.
It puts you on the defensive. You have to laugh, but inside you're thinking, does he think I'm not doing enough?
And it's just lazy. It's filler.
So, help us out. We're in the elevator. The silence is deafening. What is a safe thing to say?
Adianthias suggests going completely off-road. Use a dumb joke. A dad joke. Something with zero stakes.
Zero stakes. Give me an example.
Okay. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I have no idea.
A fush.
A fish. That is terrible.
It's awful, but here's why it works. It's universally silly. It doesn't question anyone's work ethic. It doesn't comment on their body. It just breaks the tension.
It levels the playing field. We can both groan at the bad joke together.
Exactly. A momentary bond without any risk.
So if we pull back and look at this whole deep dive from the Costco incident to the fish, what's the big takeaway?
I think the big takeaway is a shift in mindset. We need to stop using small talk to satisfy our curiosity and start using it to build connection.
Right. Where are you really from? Satisfies my need to categorize you. Tell me about yourself invites connection.
How did they die? Satisfies my morbid curiosity. How can I support you? Offers connection.
It's moving away from the implicit question of what's wrong with you and moving toward a genuine, how are you?
And I want to add one more thing. Silence is okay.
Yes.
We are so afraid of the pause. But a comfortable silence is infinitely better than a microaggression. If you're in the elevator and can't think of a safe thing to say, Just smile, just be.
You don't have to fill the air with pollution just because you're afraid of the quiet.
Exactly. But if you are going to speak, it's worth the effort to learn these new scripts. It takes practice. You'll slip up.
Well, I will definitely slip up. I'll probably ask someone if they're tired tomorrow, just out of habit.
And that's okay. You catch yourself, you apologize, you try again. The goal isn't perfection. It's just being a little less of a hermit in the woods.
We want to be part of the tribe.
Yeah.
We just need to stop accidentally insulting the other tribe members. So here's a final thought for you to chew on this week. We talked a lot about questions not to ask. But think about the best conversation you've ever had. The one where you felt truly seen. What did that person ask you? Chances are it wasn't a status report on your job or your family. They probably asked about your thoughts, your feelings, your adventures.
Go out and ask someone about their adventures.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. Go have some better, less awkward conversations. We'll see you next time.